From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
Ants Meats and Grocery is much more than a grocery store. We carry a full line of quality meats, local and organic vegetables, and a large variety of fish, Green Mountain Smart Control pellet grills, and a full deli case of sandwiches and side dishes.
I know your phone might be loaded with many apps, but when it comes to weather apps, you want to make sure that, in that list, that you include the free Weather NorCal app. Just search for Weather NorCal in your App Store or the Google Play Store for your Android. Search for Weather NorCal, download the app for free, and I think that will be your app of choice when it comes to wanting to know what the weather will be. All right, here's your mild start to the week. We're looking at temperatures only reaching the mid-80s in the valley. We started the morning off with a few showers, but those chances for showers are really diminishing here as we go through the afternoon. In fact, those clouds will start to clear out as well. But we do have bigger heat arriving this week, and as early as tomorrow, but especially for Wednesday, Thursday, that's the peak of the warming trend. But temperatures will start to slowly drop as we get toward the end of the week and this weekend. But I'll tell you this, it's still going to be hot because valley highs will probably stay well into the 90s even as we go into the weekend. Here's a look at the rest of the day. Today, of course, those morning showers for everyone. But overall, of course, as I mentioned, things are starting to kind of dry out. A mild start to the week. Mid-80s for the valley, 70s for most of the higher elevations. So the winds, they're going to be strongest actually in the eastern mountains. A little breezy out there today for some of us in the valley, but shouldn't be too concerning. We go into tomorrow morning, fairly calm winds across the board. But there it is. As we go into Tuesday, those winds picking up in the valley, still some gusty winds in the eastern mountains, but not as bad along the coast. And then going into your Wednesday, looks like we are going to see those gusty winds even Wednesday morning. But for the afternoon, shouldn't be too bad. But again, when we're looking at the fire danger, it combines the heat, the temperatures, and the wind. So you may have one more than the other. So for example, for today, the fire weather risk is low because the winds won't be terribly strong, humidity won't be terribly low, and of course the temperatures are going to be normal for this time of the year. So that's going to keep that fire weather risk low. However, by tomorrow we saw the winds picking up. Humidity will be low, down to about 20%. And with those gusty winds, we have the high fire danger. Looking like we have high fire danger again for Wednesday. Again, the winds you saw weren't as strong, but humidity levels because of the heat. This is when we start to see temperatures 105, 106. So when you've got the heat, humidity levels probably down into the single digits. That is going to really increase that fire danger as we get to the middle and latter part of this week. But of course, today, those clouds have moved on in, but they'll start to kind of dissipate through the afternoon. All right, taking a look at that warmer air that's in place, well, mild air for us today. But this bubble of heat is what's going to be building in. We're going to notice it tomorrow. And I think we're going to be right around 100 degrees. It may be the first 100-degree reading for many of us in the valley for tomorrow, but some of us may just steer clear of it, upper 90s. But then by Wednesday, Thursday, that bubble of heat really begins to expand and build. Now the thing is, I want to remind you, is that the main bubble of heat is off to our east. That's where the hottest temperatures will be. We're out on the outer fringes, outer perimeter of that dome of heat, which means temperatures won't be as hot, but it will still be hot as we go into Wednesday, Thursday. Then by Friday through into the weekend, that ridge of high pressure stays in place, but it begins to weaken because we got this area of low pressure kind of riding over that ridge and kind of suppressing it just a little bit. And that's why our temperatures will drop slightly. However, even though we'll see a slight dip in our temperatures over the weekend, next week, we've got another big ridge of high pressure that could bring us some triple-digit heat again going into early next week. Wouldn't you know it? Summer is not officially here yet, but it's certainly going to feel like it. There's an excessive heat warning starting tomorrow through Thursday, highs between 95 and 108. Temperatures in the 90s, more like the higher elevations, whereas temperatures over 100 degrees will be, of course, in the valley. So again, see how things are starting to kind of clear out this afternoon, but it doesn't mean it's going to be hot. It's not until tomorrow that we start talking about those hot temperatures. But there you have it for your Tuesday at 5 p.m. Of course, we're looking at just a few clouds to the north, not to mention maybe some low clouds for the coast. And then it looks like even for the coast, seeing some sunshine Wednesday afternoon. A few afternoon clouds developing in the southern Cascades and northern Sierra, but mainly sunny skies for your Wednesday. Here's what it looks like out there today. Don't get too fooled by that. I think just maybe a stray shower for maybe parts of Lassen Park. But for the most part, we're looking at dry conditions this afternoon. Mid-80s in the valley, 70s for most of the higher elevations, upper 50s and low 60s along the coast today. So again, that mild start, but look at that. We're going from 85 to about or around 100 degrees for the valley. Again, some of us may touch 100 degrees for the first time tomorrow, but I think widespread everyone in the valley will see 100 degrees or higher. The peak of the heat wave will be Wednesday, Thursday. Temperatures will start to drop. I mean, again, you see how temperatures are dropping over the weekend, but it's still going to be hot pretty much any way you look at it. We look at your north coast, inland and Weaverville. Of course, those morning showers, those are pretty much gone at this point. But then, of course, as you can see here, as we progress through the week, really, we're not seeing much of a temperature spread for the coast, mainly in the mid-60s for the next 7 days. But where we see that peak, in fact, the peak for the inland areas will be Thursday, Friday before they start to drop. And that looks like that'll be the case for Weaverville as well. I think Weaverville, Hayfork, you could possibly see 100 degrees or slightly higher as we go through this heat wave. For Mount Shasta, Alturas, and Susanville, again, those morning showers are pretty much gone. Although Susanville, you may see a stray sprinkler or light shower this afternoon. Temperatures increasing mid to even upper 90s for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Temperatures do drop, but it will still be on the warm side over the weekend.
Everywhere I go, I'm riding with pride. I'm riding on my go-go. Watch me glide. Everywhere I go, I'm getting around. I'm riding on my go-go. All over town, I'm riding in style and feeling so right. It's easy to take and it's all so right. Everywhere I go, I'm riding on my go-go.
Everything Medical, your mobility experts.